So welcome back to Jay's Tech Tip. So if you missed the RTX 3000 series for the 70, 80 and 90, I have you covered because I have it right here. I edited it from this file because there were a few issues with the stream, like it did cut out a bit and also didn't have it full screen, so I had to mess around with it in editing for the past 40 minutes whilst I was editing my Mr. Prepper's Prologue, because I had some issues with my ISP, Internet Service Provider, and basically they were trash. I had to get a new one. Took for like 3 weeks to get another new one because so much faffing around, and then I finally have one, but the latency is an issue, so I'm gonna have to basically get the Ethernet cable upstairs, and so I have less latency. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the RTX 3000 series, which I like to say 30 series, just for convenience. And here it is. Unfortunately, the quality does drop at times, and might be a bit stuttery, I think, in some areas. But I tried my best to get rid of most of the errors or issues when it was live streaming. And I've only got up to, I only recorded the 30, 70, 80, and 90 parts. And just a disclaimer, I don't own anything in this video. It's just me, like, going to do some commentary over it because I've watched it quite a few times because I'm quite interested in it. Because I'm going to buy one of them, of course. And as well as like 230,000 plus people was there, and people since like yesterday. I think at least 24 hours ago there was 1,000 people online. I was like, why are there so many people online? It's crazy. But yeah, it was like, it was incredible. It's actually, if you look at this, you're like, what the hell? I bought the 2080. I lost money on that.
The NVIDIA RTX 3080.
They definitely know how to put a video together. It's like the hype, and then it's like even higher. They definitely know how to do that. But yeah, it looks incredible. This is just a 3080. There's also the 3070, which will also be incredible, especially for the price point they're saying it at. Also the 3090, which is just like, you know, just stupidly OP in comparison to anything else, as it should be.
I have one right here. Let me show it to you. It is beautiful. Look at this. The RTX 3080. It is wonderfully crafted. It's going to look beautiful in your PC, and it lights up. Now let me tell you about some of the other exciting technologies inside. Turing used G6, the fastest memories at that time. The industry thought that was the limit. For Ampere, we had to push through that limit.
Without having to know too much about it, you can tell that this is twice as fast as the other one. If you look at just the numbers alone and the graph, you can tell that this is just twice as quick. It's incredible. I think they're saying that the 3080 or 90 is twice as quick as its predecessor. That's insane. Damn. I'm so glad I didn't buy the RTX 2080 and that sort of more generation. Saved my money for this series. But then next series, like 2 years down the road, is going to be like, pretty like out of this world anyway. So but right now, this is amazing.
Working with Micron, we designed the world's first memories with PAM4 signaling, pulse amplitude modulation, with 4 voltage levels that encode 2 bits of data each, 0001, 1011. Each voltage step is only 250 millivolts. So in the same period of time, G6X can transmit twice as much data as G6. PAM4 is extreme signaling technology and is just becoming used in high-speed networking. The AMPERE thermal architecture is the first ever flow-through design, working harmoniously with PC chassis cooling system, pulling in cool air from the outside, flowing through the GPU, and pushing hot air straight out the chassis. To allow room for a fan to flow air directly through the module, our engineers architect a super dense PCB design that is 50% smaller than previous, while adding the bigger AMPERE GPUs, HDMI 2.1, PCI Express 4.0, and G6X. There are 2 independently controlled fans. The bracket front fan pulls cool air from the bottom and pushes the heated air out through the graphics card brackets. A backside pull-through fan passes cool air over the fins of the heat pipe and directs the hot air to the top and back of the chassis to be exhausted by the system fan. The 3080 flow-through system is 3 times quieter and keeps the GPU 20 degrees cooler than the Turing design. It can cool 90 watts more than Turing. The generational leap is ultimately the most important factor of new GPUs. A significant technology advance is needed to inspire content developers to create the next level of content and for the install base to upgrade. Let's see how the 3080 stacks up to previous generation architectures on the latest graphics-intensive games. 3080 is faster than 2080 Ti. 3080 is twice the performance of 2080 at the same price.
There we go. So it was the 3080 is twice as fast as the 2080. But because what I currently have is a GTX 1060, it's about in between the 1080 and 980 Ti, I'd say. So roughly, yeah, around here, maybe a bit below. That's where I am currently. But if I buy what I want to buy, I'm going to go from down here, the very bottom basically, to, damn boy, he thick. Yeah, that's incredible. That's so much quicker. I mean, I don't remember how much I paid for my GPU, but it says average performance across multiple popular graphics-intensive games at 4K, i9 CPU. So that's what it says at the bottom if you couldn't read that. But yeah, that's sort of a leap from what 4 years ago to now, and it's more than 4 times quicker. You know, every year it's getting quicker. But this is the 3080. He talks about the 3070 and then the 3090 for the end, because that is a beast. And you'll be like, oh, damn, I thought 4K was good.
AMPERE is the biggest generational leap we've ever had. Ladies and gentlemen, NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3080, our new flagship GPU, powered by AMPERE, our 2nd generation RTX GPU architecture. Incredible amounts of processing in the shader, RT ray tracing core, and tensor core for processing AI. 10 gigabytes of G6X, twice the processing power of 2080, and at the same price, starting at $699. Available September 17th.
That's pretty decent.
One of our most popular GPUs is the 70 series. 970, 1070, 2070 were all hugely popular. You're going to love the new RTX 3070. Faster than the 2080 Ti, the Turing enthusiast GPU priced at $1,200.
Well, he says it's faster, but that's along the same sort of line. So I was really confused what he's on about. Maybe it's just a representation, comparing, you know, the 3080 and then maybe the 3090. So has a sort of, you know, difference. It is probably only on this graph. It's not any quicker. It might be a few touches above the 2080 Titan, but it's still so much cheaper. Like, this is the price. It's under 600, it's saying, and the 2080 Titan was $1,200. That or 1,200, however you want to say it. So you're getting, you're paying less than half apparently for something that's supposedly better. So that's what I said a little while back. Like, if you bought the 2080 series or the RTX 20 series or 2000 series, whatever you call it, it's like you got ripped off by a lot. But that's what it feels like, because that was 2 years ago now, I believe, something like that. And then 4 years ago we had the GTX, and he does make some bold claims towards the end, and I'm not sure if he's going to really follow through on them or not. But just wait for you guys to get along with the video.
Ladies and gentlemen, the new GeForce RTX 3070. Let me show it to you. It's a work of art. 20 shader teraflops, 40 RT teraflops, and 163 teraflops tensor core for AI processing. With 8 gigabytes of G6, RTX 3070 is faster than the $1,200 RTX 2080 Ti.
So he says.
Starting at $499.
That's the best part.
Available in October. Every generation, we pack in our best ideas to increase performance while introducing new features that enhance image quality. Every couple of generations, the stars align, as it did with PASCAL, and we get a giant generational leap. PASCAL was known as the perfect 10. PASCAL was a huge success and set a very high bar. It took the super family of Turing to meaningfully exceed PASCAL on game performances without ray tracing. With ray tracing turned on, PASCAL, using programmable shaders to compute ray triangle intersections, fell far behind Turing's RT core. And Turing with ray tracing on reached the same performance as PASCAL with ray tracing off. On a technical basis, this was a huge achievement. The images are far more beautiful, and reflection and shadow artifacts are gone. But gamers want it more. They want every generation to be more realistic and higher frame rate at the same time. So we double down on everything. Twice the shader, twice the ray tracing,
4K.
and twice the tensor core. Triple double. AMPERE knocks the daylights out of PASCAL on ray tracing. And even with ray tracing on, crushes PASCAL on frame rate. To all my PASCAL gamer friends, it is safe to upgrade now. Amazing ray tracing games are coming. Activision and developer Treyarch are launching a new Call of Duty on November 13th. It's a masterpiece and it looks incredible. There are dynamic lights, ray tracing, shadows and ambient occlusion, DLSS 2.0, and NVIDIA Reflex super low latency technology. The last Call of Duty sold an amazing 30 million copies. Activision put together this trailer of never before seen footage. Enjoy. Let me talk to you about one more thing. Several years ago, we started building the Titan.
Here it is.
Pushing the GPU to the absolute limit to create the best graphics card of that generation. It was built in limited quantities only through NVIDIA. The distribution was limited. The demand surprised us. Creatives were making 4K movies, rendering cinematics. Researchers built workstations for data science and AI. Bloggers built broadcast workstations. Flight and racing simulation fans built sim rigs. There is clearly a need for a giant GPU that is available all over the world.
Let's get on.
So we made a giant AMPERE. Ladies and gentlemen, the RTX 3090. Come here to Papa. Alrighty.
See, what concerns me,
3090.
What concerns me is he's got it in the oven. And if he's going to put it in the oven, that only means one thing. We now know what he uses to cook his food. That's probably why the amount of heat. But it says it's got a lot of cooling in it. But the power consumption must be through the roof. Damn, if it needs that much cooling.
Beast. A ferocious GPU. A BF GPU. 36 shader teraflops. 69 RT teraflops. 285 tensor teraflops. And it comes with a massive 24 gigabytes of G6X.
Oh, I see. So this is available from NVIDIA and partners on September the 24th. I think the 3080 was the 17th, and the 3070 is in October, but you can go the video back, or I might have all the release dates in the description below, so it makes it easy for you guys. But this is going to be $1,500. Damn! But in the UK, it shouldn't be £1,500 because the pound is worth more than the dollar. And if it is £1,500, oh, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt so much.
It comes with a silencer, a 3-slot dual-axle flow-through design, 10 times quieter, and keeps the GPU 30 degrees cooler than the Titan RTX design. But there's more. The 3090 is so big that for the very first time, we can play games at 60 frames per second in 8K. This is insane.
Damn.
Because it's impossible for us to show you what it looks like on the stream, we invited some friends to check it out. Roll the clip.
You see, the issue with this is that they're showing 8K, and the stream can't go up to 8K. You can only go up to 1080p. So it's gonna it comes across really quite. It's not clean. That's what I'm gonna say. It's not clean at all. And then it's coming to me at a higher resolution, and it's getting recorded back down to 1080. I think this video is gonna go to. So it's not gonna look pretty when it's gone up to YouTube. This, you know, 8K 60 FPS. But you know, it's their reaction. What you can see them playing it. So I think it's 4 streamers or something. I don't know what he said. But yeah, that's what you're gonna see. Oh, streamers, right?
Hi. This is Andy and this is Tim.
That wasn't that long ago, actually.
Woo!
I've never been more excited to do anything.
Oh!
Are you kidding me?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
No way.
This is f***ing incredible, dude.
This is amazing.
Oh,
The resolution on this is silly. My God. You can see wear and tear on the treads.
Look at this.
Why is it so detailed? All right. Move fast and shoot things.
this is 8K, sir. I can see everything. Oh, I need to shoot you, though.
Not a whole lot of people have seen something like this.
This is so realistic. I feel like I'm really in battle.
This is insane. I want to look at the pretty things. There we go. Dude, the ray tracing is insane on this.
These are the sizzle reels that you see.
This is basically hacks.
And then it's like, it'll never look like that. But it does.
I'm like looking across the vistas, the grand vistas that are happening right now.
Holy sh**, look at this.
This feels like a Disneyland experience. Oh, it is so smooth. It's butter.
Oh, it's smooth as sh**, dude.
I can't believe it's not butter.
I mean, this is game changing. There's no other way to put it. My mind is blown, dude.
Wow.
It's been 20 years since the NVIDIA GPU introduced programmable shading. The GPU revolutionized modern computer graphics. Developers jumped on and invented clever algorithms, like shaders that simulate realistic materials, or post-processing effects for soft shadows, ambient occlusion, and reflections. Developers pushed the limits of rasterization beyond anyone's expectations. Meanwhile, NVIDIA GPU processing increased a stunning 100,000-fold. Gaming became a powerful technology driver. Gamers grew to billions, and gaming pushed into all aspects of entertainment and culture. If the last 20 years was amazing, the next 20 will see nothing short of science fiction. Today's AMPERE launch is a giant step into the future. This is our greatest generational leap ever. The second generation NVIDIA RTX, fusing programmable shading, ray tracing, and artificial intelligence, gives us photorealistic graphics and the highest frame rates at the same time. Once the holy grail of computer graphics, ray tracing is now the standard. And AMPERE is going to bring you joy beyond gaming. NVIDIA Reflex to improve your response time. NVIDIA Broadcast turns any room into a studio. And Omniverse Machinima turns you into an animated filmmaker. We are super pleased with 3070, 3080, and 3090, the first 3 members of the AMPERE generation. You're going to feel a boost like never before. I can't wait to go forward 20 years to see what RTX started. Homes will have holodecks. We will beam ourselves through time and space, traveling at the speed of light, sending photons, not atoms. In this future, GeForce is your holodeck, your lightspeed starship, your time machine. In this future, we will look back and realize that it started here. Thank you for joining us today, and to all of our fans for celebrating the arrival of Ampere.
Yeah, so he made some bold claims that this is the starting point. This is the beginning. We don't know. This could be the beginning. But there wasn't, you know, RTX 4 years ago. There wasn't Ampere 2 years ago. So, in 2 more years, there could be something else. AMD could come up with something else. So, he's made some really bold claims about Ampere. But overall, we all want to game at 8K, 60 frames per second, don't we? I don't think they even showed the graph, did they, for the, sorry about this, but, where is it? They didn't show the graphs in comparison. They showed it for the 3080. No, he doesn't show anything about the graphs for the 3090 in comparison to where it is. But you can see the statistics of it. Where you can see, one said 4K at 30 FPS. That's where it was on the bar. And this one's 8K at 60 FPS, I think it was. So you can see the bar's pretty high for the 3090. But it's also, what, it's almost like nearly double the amount. Oh, it's gonna cost a pretty penny. But we've got to have it. I mean, we saved up enough, luckily, to have it. Because I was tempted by the 2080 Titan, but then when I heard about the RTX 3000 series, I was like, I'm gonna wait. And also the fact that because I'm building a workstation, so it's gaming station, so I'm going more AMD than Intel. And if you want a full gaming experience, you still have to go for Intel because you get like 10 to 20 or something FPS more if you're gonna go Intel. But because I want to do multiple things at once, and I want to have a workstation, and I want to do some editing and play some games and this and that at the same time, going for the 3090, going for, I think that the Zen 3 is coming out soon for the CPU, and also going to have better motherboards as well, of course, because I'm not sure if they're going to be, you know, compatible with the recent motherboards, unless they're going to say this is the last time that we're compatible with the current sort of sockets, and then after that, the next generation, they'll be incompatible again. Yes, so they get new motherboards and so on and so forth. But they also talk about, I think there's a bit about the 8-pin and 12-pin connectors and how they have their own converters. But Seasonic have dealt with that by having their own 12-pin already on the PSU in anticipation. They talk about this, and also the fact that what's it called? They didn't talk about what you need as what PSU you need to run it. They said it's safe to upgrade, but how much power consumption they never really specified. They didn't say you need a 1000 watt power supply to have a 3090, but they did say how, you know, it's really for the high end people who want to make content, people who want to do all this cinematic stuff, they want to do all this sort of like insane stuff, and you want to build these flight simulations and have like a first-person experience. So yeah, it's really quite. It still hurts, that price. That's all I'm saying. They did show the marble at the beginning, but I was a bit busy sorting a few things out and then getting the recording done on it, and it was so realistic. Like you could actually physically like touch, and it was just insane. So yeah, overall the hype is still there because it's not out. So they're releasing the 3080 first, 3090, then the 3070 last. That's going to be it from me, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.